So if you have a long review process and during the reviews inconsistencies were found in the content, you will you need to update the content, but you cannot go out with your content, let's say part of a product documentation. So you have to stop the release process, change the content, and afterwards release it. It is fine if you are in the old world where you have 1 year time to release the content, but it's not fine if you are developing content and release it in a 1 month cycle. So you need to find the findings in the content, the real errors, very early in the complete release process, remove the finding, and then go on. And if you are a software product provider, it has impact when you find inconsistencies. For example, a wrong terminology. If you found it in the user interface, which is the first step of the content creation, it is fine. But if you found it in the late phase, for example, in the user documentation of a software, that you need to change one word and it is a leading word, user interface term, you have to remove the finding in the English user documentation, which can consist out of 15 documents or quick guides. You have to remove the same finding in the user interface itself, which means you have to change the code, build the code again, test the code if the changes really occurred and are now in the correct terminology is used, and afterwards release it. So finding an error very late, because the human approver need a long time to review it, it's really the time to market cannot be held. And
Wow,
you have, of course, high costs, and the quality is low if the content is not detected. So if the finding is not detected in the content and you release the product, and worst case, it is found at customer side.
That's, you hit on really two very important points here. One, of course, like you said, your time to market, being able to get your content out faster so you can at least get this into the hands of your customers faster. But then the other side of the aspect of catching that error way too far down the content process. And just think about it, if you've really got 15 documentations, you've got to make user interface changes, you've got to recommit code and re-release code.
Mm-hmm.
That's and for one word, that's an expensive fix to make.